getting my morning cardio done. A little bit into this, maybe 10 minutes in already, but switched over to the tubes for this. I'm gonna go walk through the little foresty area. A reminder for those of you, when you get in here, please click like. I may stop doing the breakfast chats. I feel like that's too many lives. If I'm gonna do the cardio in an evening, I think I need to quit with those. It's just too much dedication to one platform. That's like time I could be making other videos that I can cross post. So, I don't know if that's a good use of my time. I feel like I don't ever need more than 2 lives in a day. Kind of oversaturating you guys. Good morning. Hello, sirloin. So I'm thinking I'm going to lean in that direction. I'm going to use that same morning time waking up to just record while I'm chill, got my coffee. And that way I can cross-promote more videos to both platforms. So yeah. But we're going to get our cardio done. It was a shoulder day. I need to discuss more with some of my stuff, what I've diagnosed with the shoulder inflammation and how I'm fixing it. You guys will see on the overhead press today, I really pushed in trying to push the range of motion. I started with the empty bar, did 95 and then 135, and I show my full range of motion very clearly with the empty bar. So, but at least I have assessed it. I know what inflammation needs to go down, and I have a thing to get it done. And yeah, the most likely biggest culprit is the wide grip benching. And I can see that in the old training footage. I used to be able to, when I only close grip benched, even 315 plus for reps, never ever had that issue. Right, I could strict press 225 and lock it at the top back in the day. So we need to get back to that point. I think that's important for my longevity, and so I'm probably just going to be exclusively a closed grip bencher. There's no reason for me to mess with a wider grip. My wider grip, even training it long term, it never technically passed what my closed grip was when I trained it all the time. The best lift ever got matched, and it moved slower. So that speaks volumes. So it's kind of like something I said years ago, many years ago, is turning out to be true. That even I said, well, maybe I'm not right. Well, I was right. So yeah, that over time, the wider grip benching starts to become a problem for older lifters. And it's because I didn't have any pain, I assumed it wasn't a problem. Right, it didn't hurt. But we have the AC joint inflammation on both sides. It's limited my range of motion. I can't lift the arms up overhead. Another reason the elbows don't lock overhead either, I think, is because of that. Because I can't get it in a position anyways. So we're going to continue to address it. All my training is going to be geared towards reducing that inflammation and then continuing to build all those muscles. And I make sure that every exercise I do strengthens rotator cuffs instead of compromises them. So my pull-ups versus my chin-ups will address that. We just heard that Michael Hearn explained that incline bench is the only good form of bench press. That's nonsense. That's ridiculous. And let me be clear, sirloin. I'm a big fan of the incline bench. Right? I like the incline. How many of my clients incline? How often do I tell you that building your incline will build your flat bench? It has great carryover depending on where you're weak at. I'm a big fan of the incline, but to say that it's the only type that flat's not good, I mean, Mike even does heavy reverse grip. So what's he talking about? Now, will I agree with Mike that for both athletic function, particularly fighters, incline is ridiculously important. For people who are pursuing aesthetics, I think putting a very heavy emphasis on incline is a wise idea. Okay? So if that's what he wants to say, like if Mike wants to say for many sports, incline has tremendous carryover, I'll agree with him 100%. If Mike wants to say that a very serious focus on incline would benefit you aesthetically, I will also agree with him 100% on board. Right? But to say it's the only good, no, it's ridiculous. That I won't agree with. We've taken something and gone too far. This is where we take something that's a really great idea and tool and become dogmatic. And I don't think we need to do that. Okay? But I'll be the first to say that if you're really trying to improve your physique and look aesthetic, putting some serious work in the incline will go a real long way in doing that. Recently starting reverse grip bench regularly, I think it's been wonderful. Incline is great, and I think hitting from different angles is very important. Yeah, I agree. I agree. So, absolutely agree. Now, I think reverse grip is great if you can get it into position safely. You just have to be careful. But no, I like the reverse grip. I think it's a good exercise. You know, it's a very good exercise. And I've trained it off and on myself. But you know, back to that point, I think an incline's great, and I have no issue with, it's like, let's say someone's pursuing completely aesthetic goals. I would have no issue with them putting more effort into the incline, like at all. But to not do any flat, probably not wise, you know. Because you're still going to miss some potential chest development and some overall development. Would you ever consider opening your own gym? Yeah, I'd totally consider it. You know? So, I wouldn't open it on my own though. I'd want a business partner. Yeah, 21. Could you crush an H on these walks if he's trying to keep up? I don't know. I have no idea. 21. So how would I know? Do we know anything about his cardio or conditioning? So there's no way to assess that. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing okay. Scott, how you doing, brother? Split squats, overrated. No, split squats aren't overrated. They can't compete with a back squat. They're a good assistance exercise, though. I think they're really good. I think they bring a lot to the table. So I don't think they're overrated. I don't see large numbers of people out there saying they're the best leg exercise. So therefore they're not overrated. I don't know what you're asking me. Zokas. What language is that? All right. I don't know. What are you saying, man? English, do you speak it? But no, I don't think split. Could more you guys click the like, by the way? There's 4 people commenting and only 2 likes. This is a problem. That does not conducive to getting people in here. Those likes are what make it appear in people's feeds later. So that's why people don't get the alerts. So if you guys will please click the like button, all of you who are watching and commenting, I would greatly appreciate that. Help a brother out here. There we go. There we go. Yeah, keep hitting those likes. Give me a few more. We'll get some more people in. Then we can get some good conversations going. But as far as that full Marty whatever guy, I don't know what you're asking me. That's not a word. Like, that's not a word that I know the meaning of. So what language is that? I don't have time to run Google Translator when I'm walking. Anybody know what that means? Okay. So at least we got a few more likes there. I don't know how long I want to run this walk though. I do want to get home and get some food in. I got a client call this afternoon to sort, and I still haven't done my blog. The Texas birds are singing. Yeah, we have lots of birds here. Always remember East Texas is more of the area. So people have confusions about Texas. They think Texas is like just one area, but they forget how big it is. We don't have the same animals or climate in different parts of the state, just an FYI. Keep in mind, Texas is like the size of, so like a lot of people who are abroad, let me put it this way, Texas is bigger than the United Kingdom. dramatically bigger. So that's your context. It's 1,500 kilometers across. How's the weather out there? It's nice. It's about low 70s, about 71, 72, about something like that. It might be high 60s. It was 40 something this morning. But it's nice. It's nice and cool, but sunny. Like, if this weather, if it was like this year round, I'd be a happy camper. Right? It wasn't hot enough that I needed fans in my garage today. Very relaxing sound for a weight vest walk. There are probably a lot of ladies whistling. No, they don't. I don't get catcalled like that. These are my neighbors and stuff, dude. They live here. There's jokes occasionally in some of the neighborhood groups, though. I try to pick up clients that way. Every now and then. But if my husband says he wants to look like you, I said, well, have him hire me to coach him. You know. So, you know, no, it's not, because I know people here. It's not like they're strangers. It's not like the neighborhood doesn't know who I am. Not like I'm not involved in stuff and didn't help during the hurricane and, you know, get out and network with people. Help move things that need to be moved. The heat will make you stronger and help you. Yeah, heat is good, better. I would rather train in heat than in cold. How would you fit in some cardio doing 4-day body part splits? Young dad trying to fit it in where you can, right? You fit it in wherever you can. You know, if you're really busy like that. Are squats the most important exercise? I think they are. Pros and cons of starting strength. That's too complicated. Pros, it will teach you the basics of lifting. 2, it's very dogmatic and you will have no arms. So at the very least, you need to add some curls. Ignore their nonsense about looking down on the squat. That's a horrible piece of advice. Horrible, horrible advice. But otherwise, starting strength is decent. It's a decent read. It's a decent novice program, but you need some arm work. You will regret if you run it without doing any curls, I promise you. They're lucky neighbors. There's no issue with roof half in this neighborhood anyway. That's not a problem. So I don't know. But 21, dude, you need to quit asking and talking about my neighbors too much, because then you sound like a stalker and I'm going to hit the ban button. It's an FYI. Cool. Now, if you want to go join my OnlyFans, you can say whatever you want in there in messages. But yeah, that's a little stocky and weird. All right, Coach, what's your take on Sandal's strength and how to obtain it? Bye. I don't really understand your question, dude. Are we really talking about Sandal as anything other than just a nice historical read? By any sort of modern standards, he was neither big nor strong. So what are we talking about? I can appreciate the early pioneers, though, into physique culture. But you ask anybody today who lifts, was that guy impressive in any way? And they're going to say, no, not really. You know, but it's a nice historical reference if you want to look back, and we can pay homage to the history. But I mean, you're like, how to reach his strength level? I don't know. Train hard for a year or two. 21 is definitely weird. Trees are amazing. It's very wooded. Yes, I specifically walked to a wooded area. I'm over in a little park and ravines over the edge of the neighborhood. The trees is a 70 kilo hand over press for rep strong for 2 years training. Yeah, I think so. Pretty reasonable. All right, let me get that at all. Like at 2 years, if you're repping 70 kilos, I'd say that's actually pretty good. You're doing really well. So you're doing really well. Keep moving forward, brother. You're making progress. You know? Yep. Whew. Yeah, Marcini, I agree. He is kind of coming across that way. So he'll start screaming some weird stuff eventually. I don't mind some weirdos. It's just when they obviously turn into part of my cyber stalking circle, they got to go. Does getting a lot of fat help? I'm not going to justify that because then you're going to have excuses to try to get fat. How about we not get fat? I mean, what's his name? Richardson has proven that's true. He got enormously fat so that he could strict press 500 pounds and achieved it. He gained over 200 pounds of body fat to get there. He now looks literally revolting, and he's going to die extremely young and is probably going to be a type 2 diabetic soon. But he got a big overhead press. Her front raises front raises are awesome. So, yes, because I gained like 30 and got up to 135 or 5, but I was, yeah. I have autism, sorry for my disability. Okay, fair enough. 21, there you go, you got to explain that. So, but that doesn't necessarily strike me as spectrum. I mean, it could be. Jason, are you following a low carb? Not at the moment, no, I added carbs back in. I'm broing it up big time. I'm a chicken, broccoli, and brown rice bro again, but I'm throwing in healthy fats, avocados. I'm doing sweet potatoes. If you followed, okay, Sagna, if you followed all my social media, you would already know what I eat. I post up pictures every day. My grocery cart, my food, a lot of my meals, they all go up online. Intentionally getting fat is usually not a good idea, exactly. Spiky, I refuse to entertain the word main gaining. I refuse to allow Greg Doucette to redefine words. He does not get to define fitness words in the English language. That will always be my answer to that question. So if Greg Doucette starts calling the bench press the fleet flop, and you ask me, hey, what do you think about the fleet flop? I'm going to be like, you mean the bench press? Greg Doucette does not get to redefine our language just because he has a big following. That's my thoughts on main gaining as word. We don't use that term here. It's called recomposition. All right, do you consume elk meat, Joe? I have not had elk meat in over 20 years, maybe less than 20, I don't know. No, I don't run around looking for elk. I like steak just fine. But I do like elk, but beef is great. Overhead press is tough exercise for some people. Some people are just naturally better at it. Yeah, true. There are so many sock accounts. There's none of them have a check mark, Soggy. Also, I link, all my social media is linked from here. My Facebook, my OnlyFans, my Instagram is all linked from my channel. You have no excuse for that. They also have check marks. They have blue checks. So that makes it really easy too. So just follow my links. It's all here. Come on, homie. Greg Doucette is a Canadian, not even. JT says, hey man, what's up, JT? How you doing, homie? You can pay, yeah, you can pay for check marks. I have them on pretty much everything. So my Facebook profile, which do not contact me there, it will go to my spam folder. My page, which is my big fitness page with the 200,000 followers, have it on my Instagram. The only thing I don't have a check mark on is my OnlyFans, but it does say Jason Blaha Official, and I link it everywhere. So, yeah. But when you pay for check marks, they verify your identity. Like, you have to prove that you're that person. And if it's a business name, you have to give them actual business documents to prove you own the business. They just don't give you a check mark. So for most check marks, you're literally looking at state ID, and then they want to see real time photos through their software where they analyze your face and make sure it matches your government ID. So that's usually the process on most of your check marks, even when you're buying them. So yeah, main gaining, so it just sounds idiotic. Like, why do we need to change recomposition? And I think he came up with main gaining as a play on words from maintaining to main gaining. It's ridiculous. We're making a trendy slang word. Looks like temperature. Hey Saggy, I don't know. Some parts of Texas are really cold. Texas is really big. It's decently warm here today though. I would describe it as cool. Yeah, but you don't pay for check marks on YouTube. YouTube runs a full process. So to get a check mark on YouTube, they analyze the quality of your content to make sure you don't violate certain rules. And then they run an AI scan to make sure they're real accounts. So you have at least 100,000 real followers that are not bots. So that's their minimum. So they run that whole process when you apply for the check mark on YouTube. Does walking with the weight best strengthen diaphragm? I believe that it does. I personally think it does. And I feel like it does for me. Main gaining is a great way to get. No, recomping is not going to cause that. No, not at all. Body dysmorphia will happen just from looking at too much Instagram, to be fair. What's your opinion of running and weightlifting? I'm going to need you to... That's too vague of a question. That's way too vague. I don't have any specific opinion on that topic outside of a sport-specific context or the individual athlete. Do I strength train marathon runners? Yes. So I guess my opinion is I have all my marathon runners who are clients. I have 2 right now. They lift weights. Is it worth it to isolate forearms or just train them? We can get into a lot of debate. I've isolated them in the past. I don't really need to. I do so much pulling without straps. I don't feel that I have a need. Running 1 to 2 miles a few days a week and lifting a few days a week. Oh, that's nothing extreme. So what's the question? Like if you tell me you're running and you tell me you only run 5 miles a week, I'm not even going to count that as a thing. I mean, you're not running. So when you're talking to me about running, dude, I'm assuming you're putting 20 miles in. If we're going to start talking about balancing programming, right? Well, yeah, cardio and lifting is fine. I mean, I do cardio almost every day. Yeah. Also said guys who don't have abs are fat and out of shape. Maybe there's a degree of truth to that. We as a society have kind of gotten to the point to where, everyone is fat. But having at least an outline of ab, you probably are fat. I mean, from a health perspective. So I would go so far as to say that maybe the average American needs some body dysmorphia at this point. What's the lesser of 2 evils? Jesus says and does a lot of stupid stuff to stir the pot for engagement. I think that's a lot of it too. It's just stirring the pot for engagement. We all do it. Do you like Doucette's old videos? He doesn't. I can't read the screen very well because now I'm out in the sun. I love those videos. I didn't really watch much of his old stuff. I don't know much about what he did. I don't watch that much YouTube fitness, to be fair. I do my own thing. Do you really think the gaining slow is the best? Hey, Spiky, I'm not going to answer that anymore. I'm done giving you the same answer. I'm not trying to be a dick. I've given you the same answer in at least 20 different times in lives now. So no, I changed my mind. Just go do whatever you want. Since you clearly, Spiky, since you've made it extremely clear you don't want to take my advice, you've made it very clear you don't want to take my advice, so you keep asking me the same questions, hoping I'll give you a different answer. So my advice to you, you clearly want to be fat, so just go be fat. How's that? Now I'm giving tough love. This is how I act with clients. I give tough love. Go be a fat ass, dude. You clearly obsessed. I want to bulk and get fat. Why can't I bulk? Well, go get fat then. But don't come crying to me when you're fat later. I mean, do whatever you want, homie. But quit asking me the same question, because I've done told you 20 times. Now I'm not going to be nice. Now I'm going to be like, if you're one of my clients, I would be busting your balls right now. All right. So, stuck on 85 kilograms, bent over rows. I can't read this. Rep range 5 to 8. A little over 2 years. Well, keep training. It takes time. I mean, dude, you're talking about 2 years of training. Keep going. It'll go up. Tell me where you're at in another 5. Coach has experience in overgaining as he speaks from experience, not reading muscle mags. Yep. You're like my former mathematics teacher. I give tough love, dude. Dude, I'm hard on some of my clients. Some of them need it. They're paying me to make them better, not paying me to coddle them. They are paying me to get them results. And if I coddle them instead of being a dick when I need to, then I would be conning them. They're not getting what they paid for. Spiking ask for advice is good, but at some point you have to stop and don't use ignorance as an excuse to avoid hard work. I mean, man, nothing but like, bro. You ever hit a client? What? Yeah, 21. You just got to go, dude. You're just too weird, man. Talking about hitting now. I'm sorry, you're just gone, dude. Spectrum or not, we're out of here. All right. Next, does nicotine? I don't know. What are we talking about nicotine? Why are we using nicotine? Why do you stop? What? What are you asking me? Why do I stop? I don't know. Stop what? Okay, I'm gonna head back to the house though. We're past 30 minutes and time to start getting my food on. Gotta get some food in me soon. It's 11 o'clock. You stop to read, it breaks you. I know. Well, sometimes I have to. No, I slow it down a little. Because otherwise I can't always see what's happening in the stream, especially when the sun is like on the screen. I should have scrubbed this screen down before this walk. Yeah. No, I needed to stop to ban him, by the way. That's what happened. It's hard to press buttons while walking and not ban the wrong person. So. Okay. All right, I'm almost home. We're about to wind this down. So I love all you guys and gals, and I'll talk to you next time.